To your weather impact forecast, the sun is out. It's a bit breezy. Overall, perfect weather as we head into Thanksgiving. Brittany, tomorrow won't be quite as nice.
It's going to be cooler, but still sunny. So trying to look at the bright side of that. Probably the biggest impact I think people will see from the breezy conditions we have today and early tomorrow is just that it's probably not the best day to put up decorations. Now, if you have friends and family coming into town, maybe they're already here and you weren't planning on doing so anyway. But winds will gust today close to about 25 to 30 miles an hour here in Charlotte, but a lot higher, especially late tonight and overnight up in the mountains where they could see gusts isolated between 45 and 50 miles an hour. For them, yes, they're used to higher winds. Unlike here in the Charlotte area, we're not nearly as high as them, of course, because they're at higher elevations. But a gust up to 50 miles an hour typically does prompt a wind advisory because that is enough to cause some minor damage to trees and even could loosen up a power line or two, especially if the ground is a little bit wet, which they, of course, did see rain yesterday, just like we did here in the metro. So if you are trying to deck the halls, Friday and Saturday both look pretty good to do so. It will be chillier outside, so while you're putting the lights up, the decorations, you're probably going to need a jacket. But if you're going inside, right, trying to get the inside of your house good to go, you won't need a jacket, I guess, unless the heat is turned off as of right now. So again, both Friday and Saturday, yes, looking chilly, but both looking fantastic to get outside and get some of that work done. We're much drier and much more quiet across the Charlotte area because of the rain and storms we had yesterday. We essentially had two cold fronts move through. The first one bringing the rain in areas of light shower activity yesterday morning, and then the second one is essentially moving through right now, which is why we're getting this reinforcing shot of cooler air. I saw online yesterday, especially after the live weather impact show, that there was some confusion as to why we saw the cold front, then we are warmer today, and then got cold. Again, it's a series of two separate cold fronts causing those changes. So tonight we will get cooler. However, it's still going to be pretty pleasant if you're heading out to the Thanksgiving Eve parade in uptown Charlotte. Winds right around 5 to 10 miles an hour, up to mid to upper 60s by the time that parade kicks off at 5:30. It will be much cooler heading out the door tomorrow morning, but again, light jacket probably tonight, maybe more of a heavy coat over the next few mornings, as temperatures tonight will be cold enough for areas of frost to form here in the Charlotte area. Much colder up in the mountains where they'll be in the mid to upper 20s. Wind chills in the mountain communities could get into the teens overnight, so definitely be mindful of that as you're heading out and about. I know many people aren't just hanging out at midnight, 1 o'clock, but it's Thanksgiving week, so you just never know. Holidays can get a little crazy. Compared to normal, our Thanksgiving Day tomorrow forecast around 54 is cooler than average, which is a little bit interesting because we haven't had that anywhere over the last 5 years. So just goes to show you that just as much as you can have 70s around Thanksgiving, you can just as easily have 54. Our average is 59, so just about 5 degrees below that. Looking ahead to your weekend forecast, we are completely dry and quiet Saturday, but starting to see some trends toward a rainier Sunday afternoon. Now, the good news is I'm looking at our latest data, and it does look like a lot of this rain will fall apart before it gets here. But I've had a lot of people ask about the Panthers game, of course, on Sunday. Rain moving into parts of the western Carolinas, including the mountains, where they could see a bit of a mix because of that colder air. But notice that the front does start to break apart as it gets closer to us. Right now, I'm keeping a 30 to 40% chance of rain, but only primarily in the afternoon. Here's that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. You can see this relayed here in my 7-day. So breezy today, 70s, much cooler tomorrow. You can see that frosty start to the day, but notice Friday and Saturday mornings definitely need the heavy coats, maybe even on Sunday morning, as we'll have 3 mornings in a row, not only at the freezing mark, but could be even in the mid-20s Saturday morning.